Hi, everybody. This is Chris from Invest LYH. And what I thought about doing today was taking a look at a property that we looked at in 2022. You can see here I have a timestamp of March 2022. And the reason why I want to take a look at this is because I want to show you the most valuable asset in all of real estate investing. Starts with a T and it ends with an I. This will make all of your investments prove well over time. So how are we going to do this? So first thing I want to do is just kind of take a look, see the property. It was listed at 165. It was a 5 bedroom, 2 bath. So we know that each unit has 1 bath. And let's say each unit, I made assumptions and I said, let's say one is a 1-1 and one is a 2-1. Now that should have been something that I looked into a little bit earlier, but these are the assumptions that I'm making. So unit 1 and unit 2. Now, previously, what I did is I looked up the income level, and you can see here that the income level was 1535, and my cost level was 1289, where we had a monthly cash flow amount of 246 every month in positive cash flow. Okay. And our breakup of costs is right over here. The mortgage was 982. And then we had our management and our vacancy and repair costs. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I actually just looked this property up today to get some rents. And when I said that I assumed a 2-1 and a 1-1, that this is where I did that. So we have a 1-1 and we have a 2-1. Okay. Now I look at average. So we have 1375 and we have 1222 on averages for the 2 units. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be a little more conservative of that. And I'm going to say if our income, okay, oh, hold on there. If our income is equal to 1,300 instead of 1,375 for unit 1, and our income is equal to 1,200 instead of 1,222 for unit 2, we have a total income of 2,500. Keep in mind, this is in year 2, okay? March 2022, it's actually 22 months. So almost year 3, okay? So I guess this would be a year 3 projection is what we're looking at. But the actual year would be year 2. So now I'm going to look at it with the existing mortgage that we purchased it for previously, which is 982. Okay. So we're going to move back over. We're going to add in our mortgage cost, which is 982. We have a new management cost because management is 10% of the rent amount. So we have 250, and then we have our vacancy, and we have our repairs cost. So this total is going to be 1482. And when we subtract the income, or when we take the income and we subtract the expenses, what we're going to get is $1,018 in monthly cash flow. Okay. Over time, 12-month period, we're going to see that to be ballooned to 12,216 in annual cash flow. Now, here is something interesting. When I did this original video back in March, okay, I don't know why, but I used the value of 46.80 180, right? $46,800. So that's what we're going to use. And I used it at the value of 180. And we can see here that it was listed at 165. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the exact same value in our calculation today. So let's take a look over here. So if we have the 12,216 in annual cash flow, and we divide that by the 4,6,800 in cash that we put into the deal, we get a cash on cash return of 26% in year 2. Now, what does that mean? That means that in year 1, okay, we earned, I think it was 6% on our cash. Yep, 6.3. Okay, so where am I going here? Where am I going? 6%. In year 2, we were able to increase that to 26%. Okay, this is the critical point, because you generally, if you're an investor, are going to hold it for at least a 10 or 15-year period. So what are those incremental increases in, we call them marginal in economics, for each time that you go through it? So for year 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., to 10. That is the true power of real estate, the timeline from when you purchase to when you sell or pay off your mortgage. Because once you pay off your mortgage, then it goes to, it's, what was it, 2,500, and now your costs are 500. So now you're getting 2,000 in monthly cash flow. What's that? Off the top of my head, it's 28,000 per year in yearly cash flow. Can you live with a few properties? I mean, what if you did this by 4? That's $100,000 that you would be earning in yearly cash flow. I could live off of that. So, but the idea is, you're for buy and hold investors, which is all I do. I don't do burrs. I don't do flips. Now, I did some renovations in this house here, but it's for me to purchase, right? Buy and hold. And then at some point in the future, we'll see. Generally, what my idea is at year 10 and year 15 to evaluate the mortgages and see if my at year 10, if my equity has increased to a point where I'm going to pull a chunk out of the equity to put on another home to start another timeline, right? You're recycling cash at that point. So one last thing that I wanted to go through with this is, let's just, actually 2 last things. One, people are like, oh, well, that was at those rates. Well, I did the math on a 7.5% loan today, and it would raise our 982 mortgage up to 1136. Go do the math for me. What's that? That's $154 in difference, right? So I could take $154 in difference for getting 12 grand a year. So what is that? That would drop it down probably to about maybe 9-ish, right? Something like that. 9 grand a year in year 2, right? And generally, what's going to happen? It's only going to go up from there. So keep that in mind. But I just thought it would be interesting to do a quick video on like a property that I looked at earlier to see how it would work today. And now another thing you can consider is like in year one, we discussed and we looked at it earlier. I think it earned like 29.52 in annual cash flow. Well, since rents have gone up, now I don't anticipate them going up significantly like they did last year, but in year two, they went up to 12,216. Now, if we were to extrapolate that down to year five, the total annual cash flow that you would receive from this house in 5 years is 51,816, which is greater than the 48 or 4680 that you put into it. So in 5 years, you would pay back all cash invested. Chris, they say. People will say to me, Chris, but you have to do repairs. Okay. So what was our repair amount? It was 125, right? Times 12. That's 1,500 a year. Times 5, 7,500. You get a lot of repairs done for 7,500 bucks, right? It's paying for itself to get repaired on. So anyway, just a little bit of a longer video, but I kind of wanted to go through that just to kind of, one, get a video up. I haven't done a video in a while. And I also just wanted to make sure that you guys, see that time is critical when it comes to investing. So keep it up. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and hopefully we'll see what happens in the market here.